Well, because I know the EFF of Kenny Kunene and Andile Mngxitama. This one, I don't understand it. I don't know what's happening. It doesn't really stand for anything. It's not the EFF that... So I'll tell you this. Julius Malema is such a brilliant politician, right? And when I analyze everything, I think he sat down and looked at the whole situation as like, I'm not going to be president in my lifetime, yeah. Right? I think I'm just hovering around that 10% ceiling. Mm-hmm. I'm not even winning municipalities like with outright majority. What I'll do is I'll use this as a weapon to do some deals. As a mechanism to broker some deals in municipalities, in the metros, at the national level, so that I can enrich myself and look after myself.
Well, that's a telling analysis.
Yeah,
it's very difficult to counter that analysis.
Yeah,
because those are the circumstances that have unfolded in front of us.
Definitely,
and you cannot dispute what has happened.
Exactly.
Why do you think it was? Of course, the numbers speak for themselves. That it is a political party that's lingering between 10 and 15%.
Yeah,
its potential is perhaps 15% max. Its peak potential. Why do you think that is the case?
Well, the case is trust. So there's a difference between people liking you and people trusting you.
Mm-hmm.
Just because people like you doesn't mean they trust you. There's a huge issue of trust between Julius Malema and South Africans. But especially in Limpopo, because we know a lot of things about him that I will not say here. So if EFF was very strong, it will be enjoying a lot of support in Limpopo. But the personality behind it, and it's become a personality cult, by the way, the personality behind it cannot be trusted because of his history with money. Right? So we do not trust him, Julius Malema. He has a beautiful platform. EFF could have been the best alternative. But I think the individual behind it, in the character of Julius, will be the downfall, is the weakness, is the limitation of the EFF. Mm-hmm. EFF needs to find itself beyond Julius Malema. And Floyd is the guy. If EFF was led by Floyd, what could happen in that scenario is that it could lose some votes, but when it comes and picks up again, it will go beyond the 15%, the 10% ceiling.
What is it about Floyd that makes you say that?
Because Floyd, and it's a very philosophical discussion, but Floyd is a very smart guy, first of all.
I've seen a lot of discourse around who is the brains behind the EFF.
Oh, come on.
And that is the general consensus.
Yeah. And Floyd there's no overlapping between Floyd as a personality and the EFF. Julius has made the EFF his cell phone. Do you want me to go deeper? So what's special about Floyd? Floyd is a congressman. He's a man who can build an organization.
Mm-hmm.
He's a man who's measured. He's a man who can get the trust. He's a man who I believe also understands the cultural nuances in South Africa. So Julius, for example, uses this harsh tone, this radical tone and so on. And you're not going to win in South Africa with that.
Yeah, unfortunately.
Yeah, South Africa needs a statesman kind of vibe.
Even if the statesman is robbing them and killing them and taking from them, but it's somehow we gravitate towards that kind of a personality.
Yeah, because we have father issues. That is why we call Zuma Baba. That's why we call Mandela Tata. We're always looking for a father because we are a fatherless nation. And anyone who can pose as a father figure will win the hearts of the people in this country. And Julius Malema does not have that.
Mm.
His character, for example, Julius will go and drink somewhere. You'll see video clips of him drinking drunk, insulting people. Hey, whatever, South Africa doesn't need someone like that. But also South Africa doesn't need someone who is always talking about racism, who's going to divide us. Nkululeko, I'll tell you, my brother, we have suffered a lot in terms of racism as black people in this country, right? That has happened.
It is the single racism, white supremacy is the single most reason why black people
are where they are today, right? But if I can just look at South Africa from 1994 up until now, I will not blame racism entirely.
You cannot exonerate white people from the mess that
we're not exonerating them.
Yeah.
We're saying that, in every story, there's two versions. The responsible version and the victimhood version, right? What we have done, especially when we make everything about racism, is that we dwell too much on the victim version of the story, right? And it's very insulting to black people to tell them that you almost want to police how they should talk about their racial traumas and what. And that's not the point. The point is that we are the ones who are eating the crumbs of this economy, right? But if we are to change, just like anyone who's to change at a personal level, you need to look at yourself. You need to look inward. Now, as black people, we had a majority at some point in parliament. What did we do with it? If you go to the municipalities, man, if I tell you the things that